Welcome, guys, back to the So What Show. We have been having difficulty in recording off of YouTube and uploading straight to YouTube. Every time the bad boy will get to the point of uploading, the bad boy just stay at zero. So I found out that Instagram was taking up almost 6 gigabytes, so I deleted that out, and it still didn't work. So I went about it a whole nother way. So we're gonna be tweaking and twerking until we get that way. That door open wide. Until then, let's get back into it, family. We coming back out of What Did He Reveal? The Title and Deeds of the Universe by Rashid L. Muhammad. And if you don't know who's in control of the destroyer today, let me give you a tip. This man right here, Master Farad Muhammad, and the destroyer is the mother plane. So, with that being stated, let's get to it. We're here on page 25. We are taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that this genealogy of both parents combined produced the special characteristics and preparation for his coming and finding of his father's lost people in America. His father's name is Afonzi, some say Afonso, and he is a black man from the original nation. His mother was chosen from among the Caucasian or white race, living in the Caucasus Mountains of Russia. You have some of the best Muslims right up there in the Caucasus Mountains. Her name is Bibi G, or perhaps is spelled as Baba G, which we pronounced as Baby G. So maybe that's where some of these getting this baby from. But anyway, let's keep going. And when you hear baby, think of Baby G. As stated earlier, the father of Master Farad Muhammad was superior among the 12 holy imams of Islam, angels, who are also referred to as weepers in the Old Testament. His father applied the prophecy to produce the destined ruler. The destined ruler, as it was written in the pages of the original Old Testament, covering the relationship between Boaz and Ruth. Jewish commentaries say Ruth was of heathen origin, but her noble status was especially recognized by the godly man, Boaz. The pious and kind language between Boaz and his weepers shows that there were goodly persons in Israel. Such language as this is seldom heard in our field. Too often, on the contrary, what is immoral and corrupt. A stranger would form a very different opinion of our land from that which Ruth would form of Israel, from the converse and conduct of Boaz and his weepers. The question which he, Boaz, put to the overseer is not who, but whose is that young woman? Whose is that young woman? She had not the gait or air of an ordinary pauper, and hence he wondered if she could belong to any of the families in Bethlehem. Once you finish decoding the relationship between Boaz and Ruth, you'll come to realize that the child they produced was a blueprint. What's that? Tariq is on. Okay. Was a blueprint for the relationship between the father of Master Farad Muhammad and his mother to produce man-child, the prophesied kinsman redeemer, God in person, or the Son of Man, or we say the son of the black man. Kinsman redeemer is God in person. I have provided a sample of some questions answered about Master Farad Muhammad, his mother and father by Elijah Muhammad, from a book James A.O. Conyers wrote entitled Africana Islamic Studies. Let's read, family. Sunrise. Farad, according to Elijah Muhammad, was born on February 26, 1877 in Mecca. Farad told him that his father was in the circle of gods who had come to the realization that some members of their family had been involuntarily been brought to the United States of America. Farad's father, being of a very dark complexion, realized that he could not get among the people of America because the country was mostly white. As a result, he went into the Caucasus Mountains to find a white woman. Yes, and they was killing black Muslims over here at that time, okay? Anywhere they seen him, get him, Billy! Lynch! That's what they was doing. He's in the circle of guys. I'm not that crazy. Deal with them savages. I'm going to go about it another route. As a result, he went into the Caucasus Mountains to find a white woman to bear a son who could blend in among diverse groups of people. He said his mother was a white woman. He said, my father went up in the mountains to choose my mother in order to get a child that looked like the people that had this particular member among them, so that he could get among them more successfully, and that he was the one. His mother, he said, was a white woman, and his father was a black man. Farad had visited America for 20 years, in and out. Didn't even know it. Before making himself known, he studied and taught at the University of California at Los Angeles. Interesting. Bruce Lee was over there. And he had enrolled at several other universities. Education was extremely important to Farad, Elijah Muhammad stated. He studied every educational system in the civilized world, and that he could speak 16 languages. You know that sweet 16? 16 languages and write 10 of them. He said that he had been studying for us what he meant to teach us and reform us for 42 years. Some people can't even do a study one day. We gonna redeem the peoples. They ain't read a book in 3 years. We gonna redeem the people. Okay. I wonder how. Of course, Mr. James A.L. Conyers does not give total justice to how Elijah Muhammad answers some of the questions as he recounts in his book, especially concerning the mother of Master Farad Muhammad. However, to hear Mr. Muhammad's direct answers, watch 7 Jewel Productions on YouTube. I've watched them. For more in-depth answers he provided from his Phoenix, Arizona home in 1964. I simply presented a segment of James L. Conyers Jr.'s book because Mr. Muhammad mentions the mother of Master Farad Muhammad as a white woman from the Caucasus Mountains, and that his father was a jet black man from among the circle of the gods. These revelatory words align with why Boaz, a non-Israelite black man, married Ruth, Caucasian woman, a member of the heathen tribe. According to Jewish writers, Ruth, the Moabites, who, as a heathen, could not have any right amidst the people of God, according to the law, takes refuge with the God of Israel and is received into his people by his grace. By her marriage with Boaz, the Redeemer, Hebrew, Goel, she receives a place in King David's genealogy, and by it also in the Messiah's, Jesus of Nazareth, genealogy, Ruth 4:22, Matthew 1:5. Go ahead and look them up and tell a person 6 feet away from you or next to you. Praise his holy name. Let's keep going. As you have read, the genealogy of Jesus, Messiah, is mentioned in the Old Testament warning book by way of Boaz and Ruth's offspring. This signaled that the Messiah's genetic bloodline will be a mixed one, etc. An example, rather, Caucasians, heathen blood, mixed with the blood of the ancient holy people of God. Understanding the science surrounding the birth of Master Farad Muhammad and what he said he would do at 6 years old confirms why the old prophets saw him as the avenger of blood, seeking to the lost brother of his father. The avenger of blood then was regarded as the representative not only of the murdered man's family, but of Yahweh, God himself, who was the highest avenger. Psalms 9:11-13. You don't believe me? Go look it up then. I'm not lying to you. That's what the problem is. They hate the truth. The murderer, the murdered man, is none other than America's former slaves. Reading further along, the avenger of blood is also referred to it as kinsman redeemer. The nearest of kin had the responsibility of redeeming his kinsman's lost opportunities. Lost opportunities. Imagine all the time that you put on these jobs and not crafting your skills and your God-given gifts. Lost opportunities. If a person was forced into slavery, forced to work on these jobs, his Redeemer purchased his freedom. When death threatened to overwhelm him, the kinsman stepped in to redeem his homestead and let the family live. If a family member died without an heir, the kinsman gave his name by marrying the widow and rearing a son to hand down his name. Deuteronomy 25:5. Go on and get it, Pastor. Genesis 38:8. Go on and get it, Sister Pastor. Ruth 3-4. Go ahead, Deacon. You can read too. When death came at the hands of another man, the Redeemer acted as the avenger of blood and pursued the killer. Numbers 35, 12 through 34. Ain't that right, Reverend? Sharp. Deuteronomy 19, 1 through 3. Ain't that right, Jay-Z? This passage never referred to a Redeemer coming to avenge European Jews, nor Zionist Jews. The real Jews are the so-called Negroes of America. In summary, where we at? The woman with a crown of 12 stars around her head represents the mother of Master Farad Muhammad. She was written in the prophecy like one, clothed in the sun, protected, cleaned up, and purified before she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. Revelations 12, 5. Ain't that right, young Pharaoh? This scripture did not apply to Mary 2,000 years ago. It applied to Biba G, mother of the Son of Man, born in heaven, Mecca. And in the midst of this unusual event was the presence of the red dragon, Rothschild British agents, and its protectorates. What Master Farad Muhammad revealed? What Master Farad Muhammad revealed? Red pill? To understand the history of the Nation of Islam removes all myth and fairy tales imposed upon the original divine scripts that the devils mystified regarding the birth of the living Savior. Fact is, fact over feeling. Master Farad Muhammad referred to black people of America as his uncle when he introduced himself and during the 1930s. For instance, he wrote, "1. My name is W.F. Muhammad. 2. I came to North America by myself. 3. My uncle was brought over here by the trader 379 years ago. 4. My uncle cannot talk his own language. 5. He does not know that he is my uncle. 6. He likes the devil because the devil gives him nothing. 7. Why does he like the devil? Huh, Blue Pill? Why do the uncle like the devil? Get all this money from the cradle to the grave. And he been thinking he been getting something. And end up with what? Nothing. 8. Because the devil put fear in him when he was a little boy. One of books he wrote and left behind was specifically for registered Muslims only. It's called the Supreme Wisdom Book, comprising of 6 sets of lessons. I will only use bullet points, a few biblical and Quranic verses, and some word almanac measurements recorded by the U.S. men of science to demonstrate that Master Farad Muhammad was given the title and deeds of the universe. And if you didn't know that 1 through 8 come out of the Supreme Wisdom Book. You welcome. Because I don't know, 85% of you probably would have never got it. The way you're looking. But hopefully, you're cleaning yourselves up. Let's keep going. You're almost there. So what you are about to witness in the upcoming sections provided insight into what he revealed to the lost and found members of the Nation of Islam from 1930 to 1934. Furthermore, it demonstrates the supreme mathematics of Allah, thus corresponding to Prophet Job 28:24 through 25. Ain't that right, Beyonce? And Isaiah 40 through 26 inquiries. Ain't that right, Jaquan? Let's keep on going. All right. For he looks to the ends of the earth and sees everything under the heavens to make a weight. Oh, before I get started on that, yes, I have read the whole Supreme Wisdom book, but that was too much for YouTube. Yeah, the man got juice, but they can't handle the juice. Let's keep going. For he looks to the ends of the earth and sees everything under the heavens to make a weight for the wind. Yeah, he meted out the waters by measure of the sea. Lift up your eyes on high and behold who had created these things that bringeth out their host by number. He calleth them all by names, by the greatness of his might, for that he is strong in power, not one faileth. Essentially, these inquiries entail a systematic knowledge about geometry, astronomy, physics, mathematics, and direct connection with the mind of Allah, God. Okay, where we at? Section 1. Master Farad Muhammad, 1930 through 1934. The total area of the land and water of the planet Earth, 196,940,000 square miles. The hills and mountains cover 14 million square miles. Prophet Isaiah's inquiry, 8th century BC. Isaiah 40:12. Go look this up, Dread. Who has measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, or with the scale of his hand marked off the heavens? Who has held the dust of the earth in a basket, or weighed the mountains on the scales and the hills in a balance? Master Farad Muhammad, 1930 through 1934. The earth weighs 6 sextillion tons, a unit followed by 21 ciphers. The circumference of the planet Earth is 24,896 square miles. The diameter of the Earth is 7,926 miles. Prophet Job's inquiry, 1473. Now, this stuff you're supposed to know, because you are a God. I don't want to hear that you don't know this. This is stuff that you are supposed to know. Supposed to have been taught as a child. Okay? Wait till you 50, 60 years old to find out what you supposed to already know. Who giving you something for nothing? Prophet Job's inquiry, 1473 BC. Job 38:5. Who marked off its dimensions? Can you tell me that, Brother Sanchez? Who marked off its dimensions? Surely you know. who stretched a measuring line across it. The actual facts he wrote were also contained the Quranic Code 19. See Appendix 6, page 73. So let's go on over here and check it out. Where we at? May just wait. Page 73. Looking at you funny. I know you know. Let's get back to it. Actual facts. Appendix 6. Actual facts in Code 19. The numbers 19 to 19.5 are the key to the inner nature of the planet's system by Richard Hoagland, a former NASA scientist. Richard C. Hoagland is a former Space Science Museum curator, a former NASA consultant, and during his historic Apollo missions to the moon was science advisor to Walter Cronkite and CBS News. For over 20 years, Hoagland has been leading an outside scientific team in a critically acclaimed independent analysis of possible intelligently designed artifacts on Mars. Richard and his team's investigations have been quietly extended to include over 30 years of previously hidden data from NASA, Soviet, and Pentagon missions to the moon. Richard C. Hoagland.com. Go check it out. We don't want you to miss anything today. It's right. You can get the answers right there in the palm of your hand. Richard C. Hoagland.com. You need me to spell Richard too? Oh, I'm gonna spell the whole thing. RICHARDCHOAGLAND.com. I want to spell it B. Let's keep on going. What you know about that? The Holy Quran says over it are 19. Holy Quran 74:30. On the following 2 pages, I showed the frequency used by Master Farad Muhammad to substantiate that he measured every word, letter, and number to code the Supreme Wisdom Book with the Universal Code 19. Example, the actual facts consist of 608 letters, 152 words, and 132 numerical digits. Okay? All together equal 893, a frequency of 19, 47 times. This frequency code is written in 4 of the 6 lessons I have counted. I'll leave the other 2 for someone else to the code. You want to take a bite at that one, Black Dot? Okay. I'm going to show you the pictures here. Okay? Help you out with your studies going to get it going. Get the book. Really. Just get the book. All right? Now, he got it on here. He done scienced it out. Ooh-wee. Boy, he done did some stuff on his book. His Supreme Wisdom book. This bad boy that went to the next level on it. I'm gonna have to sit down and study this myself. But yeah, that's it. All right. So let's get on back over here. Where we at? Where we at? In addition, you'll see more measurements later in this book concerning the earth and universe that speak to the divine attributes manifested by Master W. Farad Muhammad. Before he arrived in North America, the Supreme Wisdom book he unveiled was already inside his head. He began his studies to redeem us in 1888, when he was around 12 or 13 years old. 12, 13 years old. I'm going to redeem my people. So don't be mad. You see a 12 or 13-year-old young man out here doing works that grown men will be doing. Redeeming people. When one compares his supreme, because he was reading. Well, you wasn't reading. You was up in there working 9 to 5, 24 hours, 8-hour shift, 10-hour shift, 6-hour shift, 2-hour shift, you know, and wasn't reading a book. But he was reading. When one compares his supreme wisdom lessons to the information released by the World Almanac in 1899 through 1930, including dimensions measured by German, French, English, Italian, Chinese, and Japanese scientists, none of them could manifest the supreme mental capabilities of the true and faithful master, Farad. Okay? And with that being stated, family, we'll come back next time. I don't want to get no excuses from using this other door that we got to go through, because coming in the front door of YouTube, they just holding the door. They just over there holding the door like. So we came in through another door. But anyway, all right there, family. Till next time, keep your heads up, stay focused, and read. We're gonna go out like Grandmaster J. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no music on this one. Okay? But you check out what I do.
Yes.